Good morning, laddies. My name is Chess, and welcome to What If Deku had the flame wax power. So, for disclaimer, this is my version. So, if it's basically a Mr. 3 from One Piece, yeah, to but his power, but he Manzuku, or no, the wax fruit or wax fruit mixed with the flame fruit, and plus it allows the user to become like literal wax body, like swamp, but he can't, or Zuko can't, and so he has that power. So good job, Zuko. I'm very proud of you. So yeah. And I'm also throwing in Zumi. So Zumi is some of you might not know, is Zuko's sister. And in this one, she's the only one that has a calm quirk. And plus, Zuko has a quirk similar to Zumi's, but it's weaker version. Not like super weak as it's like human Pikachu, but it's quite strong. As, let's say, All Might's quirk. Some of you are saying, are like, wait, what? Yeah. So, yeah. Then, Zuko is basically Wax Man. So he can basically move around freely instead of like turned into wax every single minute. But he does like normal person does. So, yeah. But in this, what if? I'm just going to tell you now. I'm turning the Doctor into like a Joker. Not like oh, I'm going to kill you. Ha ha ha. Kind. But he's more of like telling jokes to make people feel. Oh. So, yeah. So Zuko says, or no, when they were born, like, Zuko was the first, Zumi was second, and then, of course, when they were age of 4, they get to the Quirk Doctor, and Zumi and Zuko, so he looks at Zumi first, and tells her that she has a fire manipulation, just like her brother does. So both of you have quirks. Did you really think I was gonna say, Zumi, you have a quirk, but your brother doesn't have quirk? That's kind of getting old on me. So, Yeah. So Inko is happy about this. And plus the doctor says, before you start leaving, I have to tell you something. Your son is like, his ability is wax. So he basically is a walking, talking wax, basically. As his sister says, ooh, that's cool. Much more than like a normal flame quirk. Yeah. And when Inko heard about that, she is happy that Zuko has more, like, kind of like bang for a buck thing. So they being trained on their quirks, and Zuko discovered that he can and mold his body into different objects. He also can, and when he really wants to, he could make a bowl of wax with the candles on top. Yeah, and then the plus one day, he was so excited to show Han that he literally became like his entire body changed. Like, he walked over to Katran and when and then looks over and says, "Who the heck are you? You don't remember me? I'm Zuko." As he starts to realize it was Zuko, not like some clone of Bakugo. So he says, "Oh, sorry. You kind of changed your appearance." Wait, what do you mean? As he looks at his body, and his hair, maybe it's my ability to turn myself into, or turn into a wax. As Bakugo's like, wax? Well, you really can you use like other people's abilities? As Bakugo, or as Zuko used like his own flame to create explosions of flames. Kind of like what Ace, Fire Fist Ace did to Blackbeard, that with that green substance. Yeah. Basically he did that. As Zumi is laughing her head off as he knows that her brothers can copy appearances, but like making like turn their quirks into like, yeah. And of course when they got home, Inko put like when they were like training, he puts the metal, or like, because I'm making his power like the power of like wax fruit one could only go up to iron, like hard as iron or steel. I'm making it so strong that not even like the world's strongest man could break it with a hammer or anything. Yeah. Plus, he could become all swooshy. He can use. He can also use his like liquefied like self to turn, or he could shoot at enemies. It's just like how she does it, but Zuko does it on a way grander scale. Yeah, and so the time skip. You're like, time skip. What does that mean? Well, it means that most of these are from canon. So basically, Zuko went to, and Zumi went to UA, or all the way to UA, and yeah, Zuko literally transformed into a truck. And his sister wasn't driving. He was. As he goes like the steps, as he says, all right, as it opens, as he jumps, or as she jumps out, as he transforms back into his usual self. Yeah, he basically transformed, and then right before Ochako, actually, instead of Zuko tripping, it was Ochako. But dumb luck, Zuko used his like power to make the like slip and slide, or basically like a ball. As it was all soft, not hard, or he made it like a mattress. So boing, 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 boing. Yeah, and so when they got to UA, he wrote his name and all that stuff. And Zuko, now I'm skipping the written part. So then the robot part, he basically kind of overdid it. As he turns into those like toppers, the ones that like spin around real fast, huh? And he literally obliterated the 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers, all the way around, like rapid fire. He got more points than anyone, or actually into a ball. Oh, and his sister, literally threw him across as he had no control of his, when he is like, he has control of his ball form, but his sister like threw him, so he basically was bouncing around the entire city like a ping pong table. As destroying like 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. And they're like, dude, calm down. As he tells them that he's gonna throw up as the wax hand came off of his body, or came out of the ground and stops him. As he turns back into a human, and he has that spinning around image, like as he was on the floor, as he barfs up, like he basically threw up. As they're like, man, you really destroyed the entire 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. As they run over and made sure that he was okay, as he says, as his sister was like, oops. Yeah, oops. You did that to me. You asked me to turn into a ball and threw me around like a ping pong ball. As he starts vomiting up again. As they're like, okay. As he's just like because he was like basically his power was through his entire body, so he became wax mud, like basically on the floor. As they're like, as Momo's was like, hey, are you doing okay? As he's reforming back into his, like, yeah, I'm okay. Just need my head to stop spinning around like 20 miles per hour. As he collapsed again, and he had that image in his own head. So basically, yeah, Zuko was basically, or no, so Nezu says send in the 1-pointers or 0-pointer. As the 0-pointer came out of nowhere, everyone starts running the other way, and they abandon Zuko because how ill he was, and the 0-pointer was gonna roll on him, but Zuko, thinking as he turned, as he sees as he literally used his own body. He literally turned into a giant spike that could reach like all the way to space east under a single second as it destroys the 0-pointer on her. As like from a wheels up. as it turns into spikes and starts spinning around again, breaking the entire, like, 0 pointer all the way to basically to 0. There was no remains of him. As as he starts doing the same thing again, as he collapsed again, as they ran him to the recovery girl, and like needs to like, as let's say Momo in class 1A, as they, of course, All Might never thought that Zuko can and be so like use different forms. But then when Nezu told him that it's his power ability of wax or flame wax, and that got All Might thinking, like, wait, so you're saying that he can basically mold his entire body into different parts, and plus he's unaffected by like touches, because I'm making him OP. And yes, I said it, I'm making Zuko, my version of Zuko's, overpowered. Like, not too OP. Not like what I did with him. Or not like what I did with all of these versions of Zuko. Like, I made some of them, I'm so busted. Except for the Halloween video. So let's get back into the what if. So, yes. So, All Might was thinking that this is how does a person have a wax or flame wax? Usually people have one or the other, but not both. Fused into one. As because he's immune, or no, Zuko is immune to everything. He could like slurp up the flames and still be fine. He could even eat wax, and he'd still be fine. He even like had poison immunity. Every time he like eats poison stuff, like a poisonous potato, he doesn't get affected by it. Because his taste buds, because of his wax power, like, he doesn't taste anything. So yeah. And now I'm skipping the ball throw, because when Zuko threw the ball, he basically threw it so hard that it literally went around the entire world 52 million times. That's crazy. That was crazy. How crazy, you may ask? Well, I don't know. Just ask yourself that. So, yeah. And then I'm skipping the heroes versus villains. Zuko made a giant, or made himself look giant. Right? And he sees where's the bombs at? As he literally, I forgot to mention, he also has like, two abilities. Like, he can also use flame. He can use paint wax. That's his, combined with so he's basically flame, wax, paint. Flame, wax, paint. That's 3 devil fruits in one person. That is crazy. It's like Blackbeard on steroids. But, this is green haired Zuko. So, yeah. So, Zuko was basically a toughest person. He could make, looks like, yeah, his colors, like green, red, yellow, blue, and gray. Every time he turns into like someone like Minator, Minator's clothes would be like same thing, but only difference is they're like basically the same color as his clothes. Yeah. He can also turn into like her and do like, or use her powers. He's basically, he could turn himself into everyone if he wanted to. So, yeah. He basically is big enough to. He basically walks it in. Or, of course, he was Class 1A. So, he walks into Class 1A as he just, like, he didn't realize that his ability, or his skin, and his facial, and, like, turned into Mr. Aizawa. Yeah, double Mr. Aizawa. But the only difference is Zuko's or Mr. Aizawa Zuko that turned into Mr. Aizawa kept his green hair and like his own eyes and his own clothes, as he's like, what are you guys staring at? As he sounds like Mr. Aizawa. As even Mr. Aizawa woke up, sees himself as a different colored, as he says, all right, turn off your power. Huh. Yeah. As he's so now it's time for your USJ visit or field trip, and like, so they go on a field trip and they go home to USJ, and it happens like normally, as they all start asking about their quirks, what they can do. But when they came to Zuko, they asked, "What is your quirks and abilities, by the way?" As Zuko says, "Well, my ability allows me to see before you," as he transforms into who? The into him, the yellow guy, as yeah, and they see like him in green, as they're like, "What the heck?" As he tells them that he does as transform into that, but I can also shoot flames out of my hands or wax out of my hands so that I can create more stuff. Uh, as he makes a small version of that big thing without flaming candles or on the top. As he says, "Here we go." As it comes back down, as Momo looks at him, everyone sees that as so you're of course Momo is interested in Zuko. Like she never had interest in any human and but when she saw Zuko for the first time, man, she knew that she's in love with him. And that's why I made a custom series called What If Momo Fell in Love with Zuko. So, yeah. So, because the reason why I choose Momo, who, in this What If, is because I was gonna, or let's do that. So, Ochako and Momo, they both were like trying to decide. Because one night, like Homo and asked Ochako if both of them date Zuko, as she's trying to decide, as she says, as she's blushing, as I'm on. Will be fun. Plus, I actually never dated a wax person before. As so never you, as Ochako says, okay. As as Momo and them, they both agree. It was right before the USJ, so all three of them, or like Momo and Ochako, or Zuko got off. They both, or all three of them, or actually, both Momo and Ochako walked up to Zuko, and they both asked him to go on a date. As with both of them. So he says sure. And I do like both of you, and in different reasons. As yeah, because they start calling him a wax person. Not body wax. No, 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 no. Not body wax. The flippin' wax that you see, like candle wax kind. So, yeah, Zuko. As, yeah, Zuko and them walked in. They get ambushed by the villains. And Zuko fell into the where Momo and Jiro and Human Pikachu was at. As he knows that where the Mr. Aizawa and the rest of them are. So he decided to ask, like, Momo that, do you trust me? Okay, I want all three of you to go get everyone out over here. How about you? Oh, well, me and that Nomu are gonna go toe to toe with each other's. But I do not want to have any casualties. That's as he grabs everyone with like clay thing or like his wax. So he grabs like all the of them and they put him over or putting them over there at the out of USJ. Okay? And so the Nomu looks at him and Zuko transformed into another single version of him. As the Shiraki-san says, they have a Nomu just like us. But what's this? You're a different species. As he comes in, as Nomu and like Zuko starts going toe to toe with each other's. Like they both rearrange punches. But dumb luck, Zuko had the upper hand. As he says, to put on a good show. As he, you know that like how in the anime where this pumpkin looking thing was spinning around really fast and like the wax particles came off. Well, Zuko basically used his own version of it, but from his own mouth as he shoots the pumpkin. Or no, he shoots the wax right at the Nomu, and the Nomu exhaled it and so it basically turned into a wax figure. Here. And Zuko turned his entire fist into a hammer, and like he lifts up all the way and slams it on Nomu's head, breaking the entire sculpture. Yeah. As he says, or as he's tearing up after he did something that was like, but when he absorbed the wax figures, or wax triplets, he remembered, or no, he gained memories from the Nomu's his past life, before he transformed into a Nomu. as he puts his hand over his chest and says, "Rest easy, my friend." As he turns and around, as the portal opens up, as Kirigiri got ordered by All for One to grab Zuko. And so they did. And they abandoned the rest of the high-end villains. As All Might was like, came in and says, "I'm here," and like all that stuff. And he, as they looked around, he doesn't see Zuko anywhere. As one of the villains says, "Ha ha ha, our big boss has wanted one of us to take him, to go see him." As All Might is in a panic mode, as he's beating all of the villains. And then, but now at the villain's base, Zuko meets All for One. And yeah, Zuko was like talking to him as All for One says, "You have figured it out that I'm still alive. You're a very smart person. But sadly for you, I will never let you leave and tell the others that I'm still alive." Who needs to? I already know that you might go hand-to-hand combat on me. You're very smart on, like, choosing your battles carefully. My mom raised me right, and that's how. And Zuko tells him that I'll beat ya. As All Might was grinning under his mask. "I can't wait to take your quirks." Well, dude, between my sister and I might beat you to it. As he used his own flame aim, as All for One uses his like fingers to grab Zuko's quirk, as he says, "You're quirkless, kid." Now, as Zuko says, "Are you about that whole you're quirkless thing?" "Oh, I'm not quirkless, but powerful." And Zuko's entire arm turned into All Might's biggest arm that he ever seen. Like, he turns his arm back as it's basically kind of like what Luffy did when he came in and punched All for One through the entire buildings. Like, literally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Through 10 buildings. As he says, as he flies up, or he used his lower half as his flames. As we see All for One, like, mobilized. As he's like, how strong are you? Without that quirk, you, like, basically, as he says, between you and all people should know that my abilities are stronger than my quirk. See, my quirk was weaker than my sister. As he literally transformed into a big blob, like basically a bigger than, or he actually did use like his fist transformed into a giant hammer as he makes sure that no one's around. So he comes down. Thank goodness there was abandoned buildings. So he slams into All for One's entire body. Like he's like, it's like the hammer and hitting the anvil. Basically, like, he didn't just use one giant hammer, he used 3 giant hammers and, like, pounding on him. But at the same time, All for One didn't realize that Zuko used his own special ability. So, yeah, until his entire body became a wax. So he basically says, I'll take you out. As news reporters walked around, or like was recording, and every pro hero, like All Might, or no, Endeavor, All Might, all of them, everyone saw that Zuko is beating the snot out of All for One, as into piles of dust, like little molecules. Like, basically like spectrum, like particles. So yeah, he basically turns around, and there was like thousands of villains and came in, but Zuko took care of all of them. With just a single whiff of breath. And Zuko got his quirk back before, because he knew he isolated All for Ones, like, from touching his quirk. So, yeah. So he slurps it back up into his own body. Yeah. As he says, as he's breathing heavily. Like, he's basically done. As, like, it happens like normally, like in canon, but without All for One. And yeah, I'm skipping the, like, all of that, and overhaul too. So basically, he saved. So now he became a pro hero. He's a legendary. He's even in One for All Might gave One for All to Zuko. And yeah, Zuko was worthy to wield it. As, yeah. Basically, so now you might be thinking, well, that's pretty useless now. That All for One's gone. Yes. But and I don't like just think about it. So, yeah. Until one day, like, he flies around as All Might's previous successor, or previous master, one. Like, basically, master of All Might. Yeah. So, yeah. So, and, yeah. When he really gets angry, he turns into a blob. Or, like, he looks like a axolotl thing. And he literally beats. Or, he actually survived a nuclear explosion. Like, his training, compared to everyone else, is could be impossible to do. But Zuko did it in 5 seconds. So,